Welcome back, everybody, to Hall of Christmas Crafts. If you're already a member, I want to say hi. If you're not, I hope you soon are. So in today's build, we wanted to build something you don't see much anymore. Something old-fashioned. So stay tuned. You won't want to miss this one.
You guys ready for another build? Okay, so I'm taking this Santa Claus that I have from the Dollar Tree, and on mine I'm going to peel this hat off because I'm not going to use this hat on this one if I can get it off.
So the cards are just inspiration, you guys.
Yeah, the cards are inspiration. This is what gives us the idea, so that's why I want to send them out there so you guys remember this is why we're doing it. You know, this is what inspired us.
Yeah, we don't want to ruin them.
Okay, I'm taking this hat off for a reason. Like I said,
But I should probably make me a hanger for this.
we're not gonna use this hat on the build. So I'm just carefully popping it off there, and then I can glue it back on.
You said it come off there. You got it.
Okay, guys. So here's mine. Okay. So we're gonna do the principle kind of like we did the Lego lamp. We're gonna do the same thing like we did on the other. We're gonna take the vegetable oil and we're gonna start going around it again. And dab the oil on it. And I'm gonna take the toilet paper
Yeah.
toilet paper or tissue paper.
Oh, yeah, you said you could use tissue paper.
Yeah, because we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to do a few coats over this. Okay? So it's real lightweight, just like the Lego lamp. Okay? Same principle. And I'll come back with the... did that sit there? The Elmer's glue. And another paintbrush. And then I'll dab so much glue on there. And I'll start sticking my paper on there. And then I'll put a little glue over the top of the paper and just keep doing that. And I'll do this whole thing. And then I'll dry it. We got a heat gun. And I'll probably do 3-4 coats just like I did the Lego lamp. Okay? Then when it all dries, we'll come back to pop it off there, show you the mold, and we'll go from there. My wife's going to step in because she wants to do one too. Okay? And she's going to show you the one that she's doing.
Okay, so just saying, I'm doing the same thing, but this is mine. He's like an old-fashioned Santa, and we'll see if it turns out like, you know, it's supposed to. Because sometimes when I do stuff like, I'm sorry, sometimes I'm just a messy crafter. So I'm going to go ahead and, when I do come around with the tissue paper, I'm going to try to come further to the back, and like, so if I mess up, I could cut it off easier.
Here's my Santa. Okay? And I took the oil and I rubbed over the whole Santa. Okay? So our mold don't stick. And you can see the toilet paper? I'm just taking the glue, the Elmer's glue, and putting a little bit on there at a time. Okay? And going over the top of it and just squishing it down into all the little crevices. So we make sure we get the shape of Santa Claus. Okay? So I just want you guys to see this. Okay, just rub it with oil, put your toilet paper on there, get your glue, and you start having fun. But hey, this is all I'm up to, okay?
I'm over here oiling, you guys. I'm oiling this, and I'm telling you, we're sitting here saying, let's not ruin the cards, and I hope I'm not ruining this ornament. It should come off with water and soap, right? I'm okay. I don't think it will.
No, I didn't ruin it. And this is kind of messy fun.
It's too late now what I've done. So
this is kind of messy fun, guys. So if you like making a little bit of messes, because you know you have an excuse, because hey, you know you got to get the paper on there, you got to get the glue on there.
See how shiny?
Then she's got hers all oiled and ready to go.
Now I got to do the paper and glue and water.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good, would it? And dry it off. And I'm just going to repeat this now with just the glue and paper. You don't need no more oil. Just the glue and paper. And just build that up until I feel that I think it's thick enough, you know, to pop it off.
Tell them how many layers.
So when I get down, I'll tell you. I think 3 or 4 should do it. But if it needs a little bit more than that, I'll let you guys know, okay? So that's all I'm doing.
That's all I'm doing.
My wife's doing the same thing with her little Santa
But
Claus.
don't go all the way around, remember. Just
Just don't do the backside. You want to pop this off, whatever it is that you're doing. And if your mold's bigger, if it's taller, just go partway around the edge, because you only want that little impression. It doesn't have to be the whole thing. You just want to have a little bit of impression just to pop out, okay?
everyone. I think it's going to work. I think the hardest part is going to be taking this off. This one, and I really picked it's a really little, it's got a lot of little indents and stuff, and the way it's shaped. So I probably should have picked something that's a little bit more flat. But if it works, we're going to be glad, right? So all I did was I oiled it, and I just took the first coat is the hardest one to get over your mold. But then after that, see, you can just kind of, just to give you an idea, you can just kind of take your toilet paper after you got that first coat and kind of tap it with your paintbrush. Take another strip of toilet paper and just kind of tap it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm doing a couple extra coats on this. And I didn't go all the way to the back, but I just went most of the way because I can always lightly get that off, So that's all I'm doing. I'm just going over mine till I feel like it's thick enough, and then I'll dry it when I feel like it's thick enough to pull off. And when we do start to pull it off, we'll show you that process. Use a blow dryer or air dry it overnight. I use the blow dryer on mine, and it's still a little damp, but I'm going to try to remove it in front of you guys. I'm a little scared. And this, like I said, mine's a little harder because it's on wood. Okay, glasses are on. I got this little screwdriver out of my sewing machine kit. It's super delicate. So you got to just kind of test yours out. And see, I came around the back a little extra, so I'm not so worried about that. I'm just trying to gently lift it up.
So here we are. Okay. So just take your time. And I did 3 coats on this. I think I would do 5 coats of the tissue paper or the toilet paper over it. And after I carefully got it off before it totally dried, see? So I could get it off, and then I carefully took the heat gun and dried the back.
Oh, I had to carefully go around it. And then I just took the blow dryer and kind of blow dried it in because mine was still kind of wet as I went, but I also wanted to be able to get it apart.
Because it's really fragile-y.
You scared the crap out of me. You guys, that was awful. That is not nice. I jumped about 20 feet in the air. Anyways, as I was saying, so I got it off, okay? So here's the mold versus the real thing. And probably on camera you can't, because you can see how my nose sunk in, but that's not a big deal because I'm just going to add a little bit of tissue to that part where his nose kind of has a hole in it. It just needs to be even more minute. Now I'm scared that you're going to do that again, so. Now I'm scared. I'm scared, you guys. I'm scared. I mean, that really scared me, you guys. Okay, I'm just saying. But I know. Like I said, it would have been way easier to use a flatter mold, but we like a challenge. There, we got it.
I hope you guys are still here
Me too.
to see how we do this.
Hey, and thanks to all of our subscribers and thanks to our new subscribers. We hope you guys all enjoy these builds. We're trying to up our game here.
And we're trying to make this stuff as much fun as possible. We're having fun, so we're hoping you guys are having fun. Like I say, here's a couple of the cards, so you can see our inspiration, you know. So, what I'm doing is taking my original mold, because my other mold that I made off this is drying. So let your mold dry for 24 hours, because you can come back with some watercolors and paint on it, and you don't want it, you know, before it totally dries, like collapse your mold and you did all that work.
Go smash.
Yeah, go smash. We don't want that to happen. So we took some of this white hard paper. What's this called? Poster board.
You could use the scrap. What was we gonna look at? Stock paper, cardstock.
Cardstock. So just something that's a harder paper. So what I did is I went ahead and folded mine in half. Okay, and I put the shiny side to the inside. And I figured out, I think I'm going to put my Santa, I think I can put mine in this corner right here. Okay? Because remember, I still got to remake his hat right here. Okay, I'm going to paint that on. Okay? Then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this here, and I'm going to trace around, make it just a little bit bigger than the Santa himself. Because he's actually going to glue to the inside, so when the card shuts, he'll come through it. Okay? My wife had that idea. I thought it was awesome.
We're going to give her a go.
And on the inside, on mine, I'm going to go with this green paper. So I'm going to fold this so it fits to the inside of this card. And then I'm going to glue this in here with just a little bit of glue, okay? Probably just the Elmer's, and just rub it on here good. On each side, and glue this sheet on the inside. So when you open it up, it'll show this green paper right here. And my wife's going to do hers a little bit different in another way. So you guys get two different ideas. So here's mine, okay? And see how you can open it and close it? So I took a pencil and I just traced around my Santa Claus, okay? And then I cut it out. After I traced it, I cut this just a little bit bigger than the original shape, so that when you open the card or shut it wouldn't get stuck on Santa Claus, okay? And I just used a little razor blade, okay? And I put a piece of faux cardboard behind this, so I wouldn't cut into this other part of the card.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. Exactly.
And then I just went along with the razor, and I just carefully cut around until I got to pop out. Okay, so here's the original piece that was in there, see? So I just went around until I got it and just boop, just popped it out.
Boop. Boop.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put my pretty green paper inside mine. Okay, on the inside of the card, like I told you, I want it to be on both sides on the inside. And while I'm working on that, my wife's gonna step in and she wants to show you hers.
Yeah, let's go to mine now.
Let's go to Mrs. Fancy. She always has to outdo me every time.
No, it's not that. It's just, I'm just gonna boop in.
See?
Boop. Okay. Okay, so here's my card. I'm doing the same thing. I'm gonna put a piece of cardboard behind that. How I trace this out is I kind of, this one with the ornaments kind of not flat, right? So I tipped it to trace it. And I used a pen because on mine it's not going to matter. You're not going to, well, I'm going to cut it out a little bigger anyway. Okay? So now after I do that, I'm actually still deciding. I've got this old wrapping paper that I told you I got with the cards at the thrift store, at the Restore. And I'm going to use, I think this is a good occasion to use one of these papers to cover the front of this, okay? So I'm going to take, I don't know which one yet, but I'm going to take it and we're going to cover, after I cut this out, we're going to cover it. And I'll show you that. When I'm doing that, I'll show it to you.
Okay, guys. So here's my card so far. Okay. And if you open it up, you see I got a green side on this side and a blue side on this side. Which is kind of funny because I wanted both sides to be blue, but the paper I chose, there wasn't enough. It's like, I'll put a blue side on this side and a green side on this side. And I went around and I trimmed the big parts off that was sticking out. Okay. So now to make it look even on this edge, the edges here make it look nice how I wanted mine. Because my wife happened to have a couple pairs of these different scissors with the different patterns. So I'm going to go along and just trim this around. Okay. All three sides right here.
So for ours, I got it cut out.
See, she's trying to outdo me again.
I got it cut out, okay? And what I'm going to do is, ours is going to be a little bit different. So I decided to choose this for what is going to sit behind. You grab it.
See how she tries to get fancier than me?
So that this way, so what it's going to look like, okay, is here's your paper that you chose, right? That way when you see behind, what you do see behind the background of that is that darker color, okay? But there's nowhere to sign the card because our little cutout's it's a little larger than, it takes up the whole front. The next step is I've got this foil that's also from that old wrapping paper roll. You could use any wrapping paper if you decide to do it this way. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this on top, the very top cover, right over the top of this. So, I decided as I was doing my cutout for my front to make it just a little bit smaller, or so it kind of fits on the inside edge like that. Just made it a little bit smaller than the card's going to be on the front. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my wrapping paper, and I've got some Mod Podge, and I'm just gonna, do you have any paper towel?
Yep.
Oh. And I'm gonna just put my Mod Podge on the card, if it'll come out. I'm gonna put, oh, we got way too much Mod Podge. Oops, it's okay. Don't worry about it, you guys. It'll be fine.
That way you can get around the whole card.
That's right. So, I took way too much Mod Podge because I thought it wouldn't come out. This has got red paint in it too, a little bit. Barely. That gives it some sparkle. Do you think I care? No, it'll be fine because it's going to be covered. I mean, look, it goobered.
Remember, you get too much, it'll bore your paper.
Yep, remember that, you guys.
Because it did to me, guys. So then make sure you just press your card down good. And
yeah, we're gonna have to press it down good because I obviously got too much because it poured out. So we're
that's
gonna be.
what I had to do.
We're gonna be not worrying about it blowing. It's gonna.
But now mine's dried because I put something on it. It went back.
Okay,
in
that's
shape.
good. Okay, then we're gonna just
Don't
place
panic.
Place it over the. Now I'm going to get it straight. You guys, this is just how I do stuff, okay? I'm not one of those that you see on TV that has everything how it should be. Okay? That wouldn't be how I roll. So, if you're watching me, you're definitely going to, know that I make a mess when I craft.
Then it's okay to be messy.
And I got my paper off a little, but that's lovely too. That's okay though. That's all right. Because we're going to trim that anyway. Okay, so that is how the front of it's going to go. But I've got to cut out the inside. And you know what else you could just use? I didn't think about it. You could just use aluminum foil. Aluminium, as some people say, right? I've heard people call it aluminium foil. Okay. Now I've got a few little skips right there, but that's okay because I'm just going to trim that up. So I'll trim that up all nice. This edge right here, I'm going to go ahead and come back around it. So, because I got mine a little bit off. So I'm just going to come and I'll just trim around it. The whole thing, okay? And then that part's done. Okay? So I'm going to clean this edge up. Then, what I'm going to do is we got to make another page in our card. So, I found this blue paper that's scrapbook paper.
So here's my card, okay? And here's the mold that we made. And you open it up and you can see the inside, see how he'll be on the inside. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to position him where I need him to be. If I have to trim him a little bit to make him fit, then I will. Okay? Then I'm going to go ahead and take my glue gun. And on the back side, I'm just going to put a little hot glue around, okay, around the edge. And then I'm going to carefully position him back in where I want him to be. Okay, so the card will open up. Then I got a little piece off the hat. I cut off a little piece off the little hat, the little white fur. And I thought, okay, that's going to be our other glue part. Then we'll come back and we'll glue that on here.
So, we're dry. Actually, my paper didn't bow so bad. I think it's because I used Mod Podge on that. But be a little careful if your Mod Podge doesn't want to come out right. And also, maybe if you do, you can just use Elmer's glue and water. And if it bows like he said, just set something heavy on top of it.
Let it sit overnight, guys.
Yeah, and let it sit overnight. Anyway, I think our thing's going to be dry enough to glue on here. To glue in the middle. Like that. But so here we are. I showed you this, so I got my other page glued in there. See? So we've got 2 pages now. So on this page, I don't want it to just be blue. I want this behind it. So you can skip this step if you want. You could just have it on that paper. But since this wasn't thick enough, I'm going to take this wrapping paper and just trim it. I'm going to take my thing like this, okay? Actually, I'm going to flip it this way. No, I can't. I have to do it this way. Just kind of center it, because I don't have enough paper to cover the whole inside, which is fine. It doesn't need to. And I'm going to take my pen here. Pencil, actually pencil, not pen. And I'm just gonna kind of make a line following the edge of the card there. And then we're just gonna take our scissors . And I'm not worried about, like I said, there's a little rip in the corner. I'm not worried about that. That's not going to show.
Makes it look more authentic, like it's an old-time card.
You're not going to see it, so you don't need to worry about that part. So, see how it's just going to look, guys? And I'm just going to glue it in. Kind of center it. And whatever's excess, we'll trim off. 30. Okay, now it's time we're going to go ahead and glue our guy in because he's dry enough. I didn't think he'd be dry till tomorrow, but He is, so we are going to dry. Make sure your hole's cut out big enough before you glue this down. So with this shut, we're going to use our good old glue gun here. There you go. He's in.
We got our card to this part. So if you guys are still following along, now we're going to have some fun. So now I just got some watercolors out. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start painting my card. Okay, so let's all pretend we're Bob Ross. So we're just going to get us a little bit of paint, do a little dab in here, a little dab in there, and see what we come up with. Okay, so I'm just going to get me some blue. And let's take and put us a little white on the top of our mountains right here. We'll come back sometime and do this the right way, you know, like we're supposed to, but for what we have out tonight, this is what we're going to do, okay guys? This is how we're going to decorate our person. So let's get us a little bit of blue. And let's go along the bottom of our mountain right here, okay guys? Let's sketch the bottom of the mountain right here. So let's just go across it. Just take your paintbrush on your paper and just across, okay? To where the bottom is that you want the bottom of your mountain to come down to.
Throw in the sound effect.
Yeah, you can't forget the sound effect. It makes it so much funner.
Fabric.
The all should be sitting right there. Let's take us a little bit of black. Okay, and on this side of our card, right here, let's paint us some pine trees right here. Okay? So as Bob Ross would say, let's make them to the size that we want. Because our painting, we can have big or small, like he would say. So let me get my little stick started here. And then I'll show you what I got in mind. Okay guys, so I think this is how I'm going to do mine. Okay, there's my little poor tree with no branches. So I got me a little paint on my fan brush. Okay, and start at the top. And just use one side of your fan brush and do just dab it. Okay? Remember, the top of the tree is skinnier than the bottom, so just dab it and just kind of fill it out to where you want yours. Okay? So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dab mine on both sides of our sticks. Okay? Then we'll come back with a little bit darker, a little bit lighter, and highlight it. I think that's what I'm going to go with on my trees right there. So now, I'm going to rinse my paintbrush out. Remember, always rinse your paintbrushes out. It don't take long for them to dry out. They're sitting there and you think...
me, he's ruined so many. Really, okay, it was really me that ruined so many, you guys. No, he actually has ruined. You've actually.
I've
That's one
ruined
thing
them.
you've ruined more than I have.
I've ruined them, guys. I can't deny
You've ruined
that.
more than I have, actually, and usually it is me that does that. See what happens? It's
Well,
like
guys,
they glue together.
and then we've been using our paintbrushes that we used to actually paint on canvas,
Yeah, that's
paint
true.
murals, to start using for crafts to show you guys some fun different crafts. So we've kind of took
Yeah.
our brushes that we had just for that and then kind of messed them up.
It's
So now I'm
time-
gonna have to buy.
Well, they're old too. They really are. I've had those brushes for a long time, so it's not like we had a brand new set of brushes. But yeah, I found that if you just put a little bit of water, a drop of dish soap in your water cup, that really helps.
So if you look, I went ahead and I put me some little pine trees in the background. Can you see those? I put some trees. Get this card where you can see it. Oh, that would help. See, I painted back here in the background. I painted some trees in the shadows. Okay. So what I'm thinking we're going to do now is take a smaller paintbrush and a little bit of white, and I think we're going to put a skip back and forth, like I told you, on the bottom of the trees. Okay, so let's get some skips so we can tell that the trees are there. Let's just see if we can get just a little. I think we'll take and put just a little bit on the black tree right there, just some little spots so you can tell that they're back there. Okay. Let's put a little bit at the tops of the trees here so you can see they got a little bit of snow on them. Okay, guys, so I'm just doing something like that. You know, can you see where I put a little bit of white and some little dots on the tops of the trees back there. So while we're at it, I think, well, heck, they got snow. We might as well put just a little bit of snow on this tree that we got right here. Get a little bit more paint, and let's just put a little bit of snow on tops of these trees. I just add a little bit of white to mine, okay? So, I think what I'm going to do now is I think we're going to take a little bit of yellow, a little bit of orange, and dilute it to the color we want. And I think we're going to put a little bit of orange and yellow here towards the bottoms.
I just finally got my card trimmed up how I wanted it to be, and so that's where I got to. But then I was sitting here thinking of what can I do, because I just feel like that's just too plain, even once obviously we're not done with him yet. So, and you can't paint on tinfoil-y anything. So I found that I got in the old paper stash. I got all this old paper where we got the cards, and I thought, hey, I'll cut out, it says Christmas greetings, and it's kind of a pretty shiny color. And what better thing to do than to make a card with the paper anyway, right? So I'm going to just take a little bit of glue here and place it so, you know, that's up to your imagination anyways. So I'm just going to glue. I'm just using some regular glue, Elmer's Glue All, and I'm just going to glue my paper down, see that, to where I want it to be. Whoops! Okay, so there's the front, and obviously I'm not doing him yet, because what I'm going to do on the inside is I'm trying to get inspired. Yeah, so that's where we're at, and so I'm trying to decide what to put in the back. And when I get done with that idea, I'll come back and show you.
So I went ahead and just mixed me up a little bit of orange, you know, a little bit of yellow. And I'm just going to dab into that like I was telling you, on the mountains right here behind it, I'm just going to put just a little bit so it looks like the sun's setting behind the mountains, okay? Just trying to do it simple to show you guys. See, so I'm just putting, you know, if I can find you. Okay, so I just put a little bit behind the back of mine. I think I'm going to have to start working on my Santa Claus. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get me a little bit of paint. I can mix it with some white and a little bit of light, a little bit of brown, and just make me a light skin tone.
Okay, so I decided to go, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go with this. I know I'm going to put a Bible verse back here, but I'm going to just take a little white. If I can get it to come out of the thing.
Well, you know.
Here we go. Actually going to mix a lot of the white with the blue.
Yeah, guys, then just get the color you want.
Yeah, and then there's our color. And I'm just going to be very careful. I should have done this part first.
So I took a little bit of white paint with just a little bit of brown, like I told you, and mixed up a skin tone that I wanted. Okay? And I painted Santa's face in. Okay? So now I'm just going to take some good old white with a paintbrush, and I'm going to fill in the beard. And then I think I'm going to come back and put some glue in some spots of the beard, and then sprinkle some gold glitter on there.
Alrighty, here we are again. Okay, so I didn't know what I didn't like how the front of it looked that much, so I took some blue, just some blue ribbon I had, and glued it on the edge. I don't know exactly what I'm going to put on the inside, so I just painted it for now. So I thought, well, for now I'm going to concentrate on getting the Santa Claus. This is, remember, a Santa Claus. Didn't look like one so much right now, but that's just kind of how this mold came out. So I'm just going around where he was white. He had like a white, I guess like a robe, the old-fashioned robes they used to wear, which was a good thing. For his beard now, I've got a different idea for that, so I'm not painting the beard right now. So anyway, I'm going to highlight this, paint up how I want it, but just remember when you're painting on yours, on your molds, just be gentle with it. You know, you'll have to be careful.
Little bit to paint, guys, so you don't collapse it.
Yeah, because it is just tissue paper, toilet paper.
So I went ahead and painted his beard white and his mustache, and I went ahead and put another coat of the peach color I made over his face. Ain't that better? You can notice it better. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do now is let's take our little paintbrush. Let's take some white and fill in where his eyes will be. See, so I just went ahead and put some, we'll let it dry for a second, but see, I put a little bit of white for the eyes. Okay, guys. Let's take a little bit of black, make the eyelashes. I'm gonna go something like that. So I'm gonna put his eyes, I got a little bit of brown here, so I'm just gonna make his eyes light brown. See, so I just put a little bit of light brown on his eyes. So now you gotta do the little pupil, right? So see if you can carefully put a little dot in each eye. Okay guys, so that's how I'm gonna leave mine. Okay?
I'm ready. You ready? You done?
Okay, guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of red in his mouth, his bottom lip. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do is just take a little bit of white, a little bit of red, get the lighter color, and just fill his mouth in right there. Okay.
Here we are. Here we are with ours. Okay, so see the original ornament? Okay, well my mold didn't do like the details quite as good because I think it's because there was too many, probably. But so I just painted him. I used a Q-tip to paint his eyes. I just dipped it in black to paint his eyes. And I'm gonna take a little bit of this watercolor, green, and I'm gonna really lightly do my tree on him. Sorry, you guys went upside down. So that way you can tell that he's holding a tree right there. So I'm gonna do that right now. And then for his beard, see how his mustache comes up on the original one? Well, it didn't do that on this. It didn't turn out the mustache on it. I don't know if I should have just done another layer or what. So that's okay though, because what I'm gonna do,
Or just paint it white.
I'm gonna do it this way,
Oh, okay.
and I'm gonna I've got some of this fake fur stuff, and I'm just gonna glue
Haha, that's a good idea.
his beard on, and
That's
it acts as a mustache too, kinda, see?
It accents your little Santa Claus,
Yeah.
huh, guys?
So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna glue his fake beard on. Well, his real beard, because it'll be real now. And then I'm gonna probably come back and highlight the hat a little more. And like I said, I might color my hat in too, just like a light color of red, just because since the way the mold is.
Okay, so I went ahead and painted the lips red. So what I did is I took my pencil and I traced. I made an outline to how I want my Santa hat. So I just made a real light trace. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead now and take some red and fill his hat in real quick. Okay, so that's how I'm going to have my hat. And I'm going to take a little piece of just a tiny drop of fur and put the little pom-pom over on the end of this Santa hat. Okay?
And I'm ready to show my hat.
And then she's going to show you hers. And then we're going to go to glittering.
Yeah, I'm
That's
gonna glitter
right.
mine too.
We're
We're glitter Pete. We like
This is
glitter.
old-fashioned Christmas card, baby. This is going to have glitter.
Okay, there he is. See, guys, with his hat being red on. So if you get like a really detailed ornament, it does kind of help to come back with and color it in. Like if you've got one that's all white and then you like this, like I chose. I just painted that. Painted his eyes in. Put a drop of green. I used, like I said, a toothpick for his eyes. It was just too tiny. And then I'm gonna do the beard. And then I'm going to put a light coat of glue, and I'm going to put some white glitter on his robe, because that's kind of what this one has. See? All right. So when we get a little further along, we'll be back. All right, you guys. We put a little bit of the fake fur on the top of his hat. Okay. Now we're going to glue his beard. Oh, and I repainted over his robe with acrylics, with white acrylics. We're going to put some glue on his beard. With this though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to take our bigger piece we got.
That's awesome.
And then we're going to take our little piece that I cut smaller if I can get it to. They're tiny, they're hard to hold on to, kind of.
Yes.
Put it down there. And I'm going to just take, will you hand me those scissors? And I'm just going to take it so it doesn't overlap on the tree so much and lightly trim the edge a little bit. There you go. Now we just got to do some glitter. He's got his beard and his hat, and I might cut some of this fur down a little bit more so it doesn't stick out quite so much.
It's cute.
But maybe not, because he said it looks good enough.
Yep.
So I guess I won't do that. I'll go over it with some glue and some water, lightly, and we'll show you where we're doing that. We are almost to the finish line. All right, everybody, we're to the finale. Okay, we're almost to the finale. Anyway, we're ready for the glitter. I can't wait to put the glitter on. So, got some Elmer's glue and some water and a paintbrush. And I'm going to go over his robe part. And you guys can skip this step if you don't want glitter, for sure.
If you're not a glitter fan.
Yeah, if you're not.
But you almost have to do it, guys, if you're doing an old-fashioned card at least, because they had glitter.
Well, not all of them. Most of them, a lot of them did. We like glitter.
That's what made them pretty.
Yeah. So we're doing some glitter. And I'm going to put some on the rim of his hat right here, where I didn't put the fur because it just didn't look right. I was going to put fur up here, but then I decided not to. So we're going to just do a little bit of white glitter. Here it goes.
Sprinkle.
Tap it off. There he is. That's all the glitter I'm going to do on mine. I think it's enough.
Yeah, yours is shiny.
Because it's already got the foil, but I wanted his robe to shine in his hat. So there's ours. And are you ready to do yours?
Okay, guys. Let's put some glitter on ours. Let's fill in the spots that we want to fill in. Let's try that, guys. Let's see how that works out.
I'm going to do a little green on the tree, guys. But I'm going to do it with glitter glue. I'm still on your paintbrush.
See that? She's taking my paintbrush. Okay, guys. I think that's good for the gold. What do you guys think?
Oh, that's pretty. I like it.
So, I think I'm going to take a little bit more glue. Seems how we have red glitter. And we're going to put some red on his hat. Let's see what the red does on his hat. Let's see what that does. There we go. Now look at his hat. Okay, it seems I'm having so much fun with the glitter.
You want this bigger gold or no?
Nope. I'm going to put a little bit on the mountain scene. Let's put some on our mountain. Yeah, see guys? I'm going to put just a little bit more on the tree on the side of Santa Claus, okay? We're going to put a little bit, here too. There, guys. See, now he's all sparkly. Go this way. There you go. Hey. Okay, guys.
Oh,
So
wait
we're-
a minute. You can hurry. I just
We're done
added
with-
some more green to my tree.
She added more sparklies to her tree.
Yeah, just so you know. So you now you see it.
Okay, guys. So now we're just gonna write something on the inside of them, so they're ready to go for somebody.
Hey guys, we're back. We're finally to the finish line. How's Santa? Me and him were having a conversation. Anyway, super excited to show you this build, and it was fun to do. Anyway, so here's the cards laid out on the table and how they're kind of raised. That raisedness in these old-fashioned cards are what gave us the idea to think, hey, let's just raise the whole thing then. And so all of this just out of toilet paper, some glitter, toilet paper, glue, and paint. And on the inside of this one, we just wrote a Bible verse. You can write however you want. Anyway, super fun build. It probably cost you about, I guess, $2, $3 to make, if even that, if you don't have any of it. Try it and let us know what you guys think.
Ben? Oh, is that you? It is. It's you again. You made it through the whole video. Oh, well, I'm sure glad you stuck it out. Well, until the next one.